fishing hole. Grab your hat, get your pole. Let's go fishing when you're in the mood.
Canadian Sport Fishing, brought to you in part by Rapala, premium fishing gear crafted from experience. Ducket Fishing, pro-driven. Raymarine Electronics, Raymarine, simply superior. Pro Sports Boats, tame the water.
It's not even the middle of February, and our tributaries in southern Ontario have already started to blow out. The weather has been really warm and the water high. So today's my first chance to check the conditions, and it looks pretty optimistic. This is what happens every year. Look at all the debris, the wood and everything that gets washed down from upstream. So there's going to be some new log jams created. A lot of the places are pretty treacherous. You can see the chunks of ice. Looks like it was about 8 inches thick. So I'm going to keep going down further and seeing if I can find some open water. Okay, I've got my net ready, and I was just going to tell you a little bit about the outfit that I'm using today. This is a Ber center pin reel, and it was made custom for me by Benjamin Rubini. He's put my name on there. What I like about this reel, I'm going to have to be careful because there's trees here. You can see that it has a dial in the middle here. That's a drag, which is perfect. So I can set it lightly or heavier. A lot of people that use center pin reels don't just want it a straight center pin, which is fine. But I've used this on the West Coast for some pretty big salmon. So I really enjoy using it. I'm going to show you my setup here. If you can look down my rod, I've got a very sensitive float. I'm going to try running about 3 feet deep. And I'm using a very small hook. These are the small hooks from BMC. I don't know if you can see, but this little hook has two little barbs past the point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my row bags. I anticipated the water to be high and dirty, and it's not that dirty. So what I've done is, by the way, this container had tablets, you know, where you put this in the water, the tablets to rehydrate you. What are they called? Not asteroids, you know, the things that I'm talking about. So it seems to be perfect to keep your row bags in. So you can see the row bags in there. So I've used netting material, not the kind that you buy for tying eggs, but this is scarfing material. So I'm just going to put this back in here, and I'm going to show you how I gently weave the egg sac. I don't want to break too many eggs. I'm just going to go like this, and what I want to do is make sure that that little tiny hook is exposed, but not the egg bag hanging down. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right there. This is egg sac. It's bigger, about a nickel size, because of the water conditions. You can see that my first sinker, or my first thing, is a inline swivel, and it's up about, I'm going to say, at least 12-14 inches from my row bag, because I don't want that to interfere with the fish. And then I've got my shot system. Okay, let's see if I can get some fish to hit, see what my depth is. I'm going to try not to slide in because it's pretty muddy here. And let's see, first of all, how deep the water is. So my float is just touching the bottom, so that means that I've got to lift it up a little bit, which isn't bad. So I'm going to change my float length. Because I'm using surgical tubing, I can just move that float very carefully down a bit. There, we'll try that. It's shallower, but we'll see what happens. So I tried a few drips off above. No action. So I'm going to try here. We've got a beautiful day. It's around zero temperature-wise. I'll actually walk. I got to be careful because I'm trying to keep my eyes on the float. I'm going to walk down. I don't want my float to get adjusted by my pulling on it, so I'm letting it free drift. So I started to drag there a little bit. I got a feeling if I do hook up a fish, it's going to take me down. This is where I make casting lanes. I try out further, in closer. So here's my handy dandy net. Down. Nice to get the first steelhead of the season. So just so you know, when I'm using this center pin, if it's quiet, it means that it's on total free spool. And if you hear the clicker, it means that I've engaged the drag. Oh, just missed one. Sack is still intact. A nice suck under. I don't know if it'll take again. Good sign. Oh, yes! First steelhead of the season. Yahoo! Get out of here. Good fighter. Man, in this cold water, it's amazing. These fish have so much energy. Oh, yeah. I'm going to try to keep it out of the current so it's between me and the shoreline. I'm here. I don't know, there's just something about stream fishing and going for the steelhead. It's not big, but it's giving me my money's worth. Look at this. Oh, gorgeous fish. Looks like a male, silver, probably about, I'm guessing, 5 pounds, 6 pounds. I'm gonna wait for it to slow down a bit before I get it in my net. I think he might be ready. Notice I've got a net on the lanyard hanging in the water. It's kind of good to do that. Come on. It's a long rod. This isn't as easy as you might think. Come on. Are you in there? Yes! First steelhead. This is gorgeous. Gotta make sure I don't get that reel wet. So, how am I going to do this here? You got to think about what you're doing. He's not hooked very bad. He's just hooked in the side of the mouth. And I know that a lot of guys would say you can't handle the fish underneath the gills, but I'm going to put my hand just underneath the gill plate. I'm going to drop that net in the water. Now, isn't this a beautiful steelhead? I don't know if it's going to flop out of my hands. Look at gorgeous fish. Pretty fresh. Hooked just lightly in the roof of the mouth. Okay, there. It's going to get him in the water. What a gorgeous steelhead. You ready to go? Oh yeah, oh yeah. There it goes. Wow, that was exciting. Let me tell you, this is quite a job when you're on your own. But you know what? I like it this way. It's quiet here. Okay, I'm going to get re-rigged, see if I can get another one. New spot. See if there's any fish in this run. It's kind of a high bank. This might be a little challenging for me to land the fish. I put my net down where I think I can reach a fish if I hook it. There's still snow on the ground, so it's a little slippery, and ice. try making my lead a little bit deeper so I'm not touching bottom. What happens? Oh, good fish. Oh my goodness. That is a huge steelhead. Can you tell I'm excited? I don't know if I can keep it from going downstream. I'm going to put the drag on. Yeah, that's a big fish. Oh boy. Come on. I don't know if it's going to fit in the net. It's got to be, I'm guessing low teens or mid teens. Just going to take my time though. Tons of power. I knew as soon as I put the hook into that fish that it was heavy. Oh boy. I got my work cut out for me. It's going to be a bit of a fight. So you got to be patient. I'd love to land this guy. Look at that. What a gorgeous steelhead. Big head shakes. This is unbelievable. Middle of February. But you know what? You got to adjust to the conditions. I was speaking to my friend that's ice fishing for walleye today. And I think he got 3 this morning. So this is, what do? Do you go ice fishing for walleye? Or do you go after these beautiful, fresh run steelhead? Oh my goodness. This is a fresh fish too. Ah, stay on, stay on. I got to keep them off the bank because there's roots from trees and branches there. This is where I wish I had somebody to help me. Oh man. In this cold water, they still got tons of energy. Their metabolism is supposed to be slower, but I don't know. I think I got a long rod. I'm wondering if I can actually get in the water here, but then it's how do I get back up? I may just try to do that because I don't think I can land this guy. Try not to slide in. Hopefully it's not too soft. Ooh, slippery, and I don't have felt on. Oh, it's nowhere near ready. And I'm not really mobile here. Look at that fish. Stay on. I don't have much to hold on to here. We're just holding on to the grass. Oh boy, it's all clay. I really don't want to go swimming today. What some of us guys, oh, big hole there. Not good. Maybe here. Got my net close by. I don't know. Interesting. I really don't have options here. I should have picked a better spot, but then I wouldn't have hooked a fish this big. Oh yeah. Come on. Stay on there. And that hook doesn't pull out. This is where that drag comes in really handy. So both. Oh, he's rolled up in the line. Get that line untangled. When you roll in the line, a lot of times it'll wrap all around their head. I just can't push this guy. Oh, big fish. See if I can get him in the net head first. Come here. Come here. Oh, big fish. Oh, ow. Oh, cannot. I don't know if he's going to fit in the net. Oh. The net has a deep bag, but to get him across the hoop is a bit of a challenge to get him in the net. So, what's my strategy here without falling in? Oh, man. not the best situation. What I've got to do is maybe get him upstream, come down head first into the net, and hopefully he'll go into the bag. Come on, into the bag. Okay. Folks, I wasn't hemming it up. It's a gorgeous steelhead. So thankful that I landed it. And I'm closing this net down. Oh yeah, this fish is in the cleans now. What? You're getting a play-by-play here. I'm gonna put him up on the snow. Stay. I'm talking to my pups. Okay. I don't know how big he is, but he's a good size. And he's going to be released. Make sure my rod is safe. Just putting it down on the snow. And I don't know. This guy I think is a big male. So let me just here. Gotta show you this guy. Not a gorgeous fish. You can see that spawn sac was just on the edge of the mouth. I am out of breath. He's not as big as I thought, but you know what? He's an awesome size fish. Okay, I gotta get him back in the water real quick. So I'm trying to get this guy unhooked and back in the net real quick. Hopefully the hook is okay. I'm going to give you one last look. He's definitely a male because of his type. I just noticed that hook jaw that's right there. Okay, beautiful fish. Okay, I'm going to get him in the net. And I'm going to get him back in the water. Okay, you're going to revive nicely. How am I going to get you out of the net? I'm up here, you're down there, and face you into the current. I think this fish has lots of energy. Oh, okay. Whenever you want to swim out, gorgeous, you can. What a gorgeous fish. That is a prime steelhead. Reminds me of some of the images I've seen, you know, where guys paint steelhead. Look at, oh yeah, gorgeous fish. Wow. You know, I've been steelhead fishing probably, oh boy, I'm going to say like 40 years, and it never gets boring. So exciting, especially when you get into situations like this that you kind of set yourself up, you know, for a challenge. I'll tell you what, that was awesome. Okay, let's see if this one will stay on. Beautiful to see him fight like that. Nice steelhead. I missed about 4 or 5. You have to be persistent for these steelhead. Gorgeous fish. It's amazing when you think about it that they live their life out on Lake Ontario, feeding and growing, and then they run up when the time is right, these tributaries, many of them large like in Niagara River, some of them smaller, and they're such a hardy fish. They take well just when the water is cold. This looks like a fresh run female. I'm going to try to walk down here, get my net. I don't think it's anywhere near ready. Oh, beautiful. Come on. It's all rolled up in the line. I'm going to put my drag on just. Oh. Yeah, it's a nice silver female. Even though I'd like to get a female to keep some of the eggs, I'm going to let this one go. It's just brilliant, brilliant chrome. I'm going to try not to get it muddy and put it right on the ice. And I've got a tree up above me, which isn't making things any easier. Come on, just a little closer. Head in the net. Perfect. What a beauty. Tell you what, that's a nice fish. Just going to put it on the ice. I can hold it up for you. And then I'm going to let it go. Try not to get my reel in the mud. Oh, tell you what, this is tough to do when you got cold hands. I have to put my finger underneath the gill plate, but I'm going to be very gentle so I can show you this fish. Because it's extremely hard to hold on to it when it's slippery. Maybe if I use the mesh, I don't know if that's going to help. But I really don't want it to flop out of my hands because I'm going to be releasing it. Will that help? Maybe. And do I have slack line? I know this looks awkward with the net, but I'm trying not to hold it around the gills. It's a gorgeous rainbow, you got to admit. That's your beautiful steelhead. And that fish is silver. I don't think it's been in the river very long. So I'm just going to take the hook out of it. And I'm going to lay it down on the net and on the ice. Stay out of that mud, you. Okay, it's in the bag. This is easier said than done. You know what? It wasn't hooked very deep. Just on the edge of the mouth. I think that's why I was missing fish. Come on, gentle. See if I can do this without my hemostats. There. Okay. Get that line out of the net. And get this fish out here where it's a little deeper. Try not to get the water all muddy. What a gorgeous steelhead. Oh, tons of energy. I know what you're thinking. For those of you guys that like to eat trout, this guy, this female, is like perfect eating size. It's probably about 21 inches. You can get it out of that mesh. And I got a deep bag for some of the, there it goes. Beautiful release. Man, that took a lot of work, but I finally got one. I think one of the keys there was that I waited to set the hook. I've been a little bit excited after getting a few fish. And then, you know, one of the things that you do is you want to set the hook right away when the float goes down. And that's fine when the water's warmer. But it's so cold, you know, we've got ice all along the shorelines, and I'm actually standing on ice right now. The one thing that I find is when it's cold like this, some of the best fishing is in the middle of the day. So I don't start till about 10 o'clock. And I fish till about 2, and then I go back home and look at all the footage and everything. So if you get a chance to get out, you know, this is wintertime. We're February right now, and it's amazing because the winter has been so mild, and we've had rains on and off with cold weather that the rivers, most of the tributaries have blown out. So it's kind of nice that we can get out a little bit early. To me, this is about a month earlier than I normally fish. And this is my favorite time of the year to go for steelhead because they are winter steelhead.